Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. So, hi. You're here. You clicked on the video, and now you're watching my very first video that I am putting on my YouTube channel. This whole video is literally just going to be your chance to understand what is this channel going to be all about, who is Quantice, and like how is she going to benefit me? Why should I come to her channel? Let's get into some questions about who I am, shall we? My name is Quantice Doris Winters. I am 29 and I have lived in the Midwest for all of my life. I am single and childless and living a beautiful life. I am an agriculturist and I'm also a doula, which is one of the main reasons why you might be interested in my page. I'm also a writer. I am also an artist. I am a sister, a daughter, all those cool things. I am someone who has been in love with birth since I was a little girl, to be honest. I used to watch this show called The Birthing Story or The Birth Story. It's used to air on TLC, but it's basically a show that just like follows the lives of these women and their families, and it would like lead you all the way up into their birth, and you just got to see like this beautiful experience. And I remember being a little girl and literally just being overwhelmed to the point of tears by how beautiful and powerful and intense that I felt birth was. And from there, I kind of always knew that I wanted to have a child myself just because of how much I loved birth. And it wasn't until I got to my early 20s where I found out that birth wasn't always this beautiful and powerful experience for every woman. And that was especially so for women who looked like me. And that kind of like filled me with this like righteous anger, to be honest. And I started to do a lot of research because I wanted to know, like, what can I do about this? I was led to this documentary that Ricky Lake did called The Business of Being Born, which I would really suggest that you watch. And in that documentary, she mentioned doulas. And from there it was history. A few years later, I went ahead and got trained to be a doula, and I've been doing that part-time ever since. But fun fact, I'm actually going to be going into it full-time starting in the fall. So yeah. So this channel is going to be focused on a few different things, and one of the main parts of it is going to be maternal education. You may be wondering, what exactly is maternal education going to cover? Maternal education can encompass a wide array of things, but some of the things that you're going to hear a lot about on my channel are prenatal care, postpartum support, different positions that you can be doing for pain management and labor, and how to prepare for your birth in a way in which you feel empowered. Basically, anything that's going to help you be prepared, empowered, and experiencing as much pleasure and joy throughout your maternal journey, I'm going to try to cover that. So you find out that you're pregnant, and after that initial excitement or shock in some situations fades away, you are left with this like massive knowledge of like all the things that have changed about the way that you've been eating. The way that you used to eat is just simply not going to cut it. And so there are going to be things that you have to stop eating. There will be things that you have to start eating, and you may have to even intake more calories than what you're normally used to. I am really passionate about making sure that mamas have access to knowledge about food in a way that's engaging for them, but also that is culturally relevant, and giving them recipes that actually like taste good and things that they want to eat and things that they will enjoy. And so on this channel, you're going to be getting a lot of knowledge from me about what kind of foods can you eat while you're pregnant? What kind of food should you probably stay away from? What type of nutrients should you be focusing on when you're making meals for yourself? I'll be giving you recipes that are going to be beneficial for you and the baby, whether the baby is still in your womb or whether the baby is out of your womb. This channel is going to be not only like a maternal education show where I'm like sitting in front of you and giving you knowledge, but also it's going to be a cooking show of sorts, and you'll get to be with me in the kitchen, and we're going to cook things together that are going to benefit your body and help it to heal and grow and transform in all the ways that it does during your maternal journey. I am really passionate about food, and I always have been. I grew up in a household where both my parents were really good cooks. My father used to be a chef, and so food was kind of something that's like ingrained in my family. Like even my siblings are really into cooking. It wasn't until I had my own personal journey of the healing power of food that things kind of like started to click for me. I was in my early 20s and I was really sick. And I moved back in with my mother. And at the time of me moving in, I couldn't keep a lick of food down. Like it was so hard for me. Every time I would eat, I would just throw it up. There were a lot of foods that I wasn't even interested in eating just because I associated food with the feeling of being sick. And one day she made me a pot of collard greens. And for those, for my Black folks out there, collard greens are like, that's a normal food. You may see it a lot at, big family get-togethers or special occasions, things like that. But my mom made some for me and it nursed me back to health, quite literally. I used to be, at that time, I was like a size 2 and was able to gain my weight back. I had vitality again, and I was able to eat food after that. It built back up my appetite. When I got my training to be a doula, that memory kept coming back to my mind of how healing food is. And it kind of frustrated me that in America, we don't really have any food traditions for women who are carrying life and for women after they have given birth to life. But in a lot of other cultures, that's ingrained, where they have literal practices and rituals specifically for these transformations in life that will help these women to heal in the ways that they need to heal. One day I was kind of just talking to one of my doula sisters about just this idea that I have about making sure that my doula practice also is incorporating the medicine of food. And she was kind of just like, you should call yourself the food doula. And I was like, the food doula? Has a ring to it. I think I like that. I think I like it. And so I kind of just put it out there and it kind of just took. And so now people know me as the food doula. Now let's shift gears a little bit, shall we? Usually with accounts like this, what you'll see is, a wonderful person who's giving you information and that's it. But you never get a chance to actually get to know the individual who's giving you all of this information. That's not the case on this page. On my channel, I am also going to be showing you who I am. So you won't just be learning from the food doula, but you'll also get to know who the food doula is. You'll get a chance to go on trips with me. Maybe I'll take you on a solo date because I love to do little solo excursions for myself. I'll, give you a self-care tutorial, teach you about something that I do to care for myself mentally or physically. It'll just be your chance to get a look into my life. You'll get to follow along with me and be able to peek into some of the other passions that I have besides just birth and babies and women. Well, thank you so much for visiting this channel, please promise me that you'll like this video and that you're going to subscribe to my channel. If you want to comment and say hello at the bottom, introduce yourself to me, that would be wonderful. I would love to get to know you and see who you are too, because that's just as important as you learning about me. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video, which hopefully will be coming soon. Bye.